Yo, what's up guys, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. This time we are going to be previewing the Manchester City home match against Arsenal, and so we're going to start this video off by talking, like we always do, about our oppositions first. So we're going to be talking about Arsenal, who are finally in the top four again, on goal difference ahead of Chelsea. This makes it a must-win game for them. They're wanting Champions League football next season to return back to the Emirates Stadium. Manchester City are needing the 3 points to try and put pressure on Liverpool at the top, and so we've got ourselves a must-win game. We had the match on Tuesday against Newcastle, which was a must-win game. We didn't win, we lost, and so we're in this game against Arsenal. We're back on home turf, so I'm hoping we can make home advantage count. Where every game from now until the end of the season, these 14 games that we've got left in the Premier League, the cup finals, we need to win every single game and put pressure onto Liverpool. I think it's important that we don't look too far and look at Liverpool too much, but only look at ourselves first. We know that we're playing first this weekend. We know that we've got a game in hand coming up on Wednesday away at Everton, and we've got Chelsea again next Sunday. 3 big, massive games at the beginning of February, 3 games in the space of 7 days, so it's going to be quite interesting. And first up, we've got Arsenal. Like I said, they're sitting in the top 4. Last game, they ended up winning 2-1 against Cardiff City. Quite inconsistent before that, though. Losing at home in the FA Cup against Manchester United, as Man United were clinical, putting their chances away, which is what we need to be doing. We beat Arsenal, of course, 2-0 at the beginning of the season. First game of the season, in fact, away at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal are going to want revenge, and we're going to need the 3 points. So it'll be interesting to see what team we go with. Bernardo Silva had an excellent game that game, so it'll be interesting to see if he ends up starting in this game too. So we might see him and possibly David Silva or possibly Kevin De Bruyne sitting in the middle. Now, for Arsenal, they're needing some results. Like I said, if they're wanting top 4, they need to be picking up wins against teams that are in and around the top 6. I'm not just talking about Liverpool and Manchester City, but I'm talking Spurs, Chelsea and Manchester United too. So they need to be picking up results against them sides. Same with Manchester City. We're going up against 2 teams in our next 3 games in the Premier League that are in the top 6. Arsenal and Chelsea both competing for the Champions League places. We've got them both at the Etihad Stadium, so we need to make home advantage count. And these, realistically, are the games that we need to be winning when you want to win the Premier League. And realistically for Arsenal and Chelsea, it's games that they need to be picking up points and winning too, to keep the momentum going, to try and catch up Tottenham, and most certainly try and stave off interest from both of each other, Chelsea and Arsenal, of trying to get into the top 4. Not forgetting Manchester United have got games against Liverpool and Man City coming up too over the next month or so. So it's all getting extremely interesting. We've got so many big games coming up, it's unbelievable. Just when you feel like your team needs a break, you've just got these 3 games just chucked on you in the space of 7 days. It's ridiculous. But there we go. For Arsenal, new signing, Denis Suarez, former Manchester City youngster. He might be making his debut in this game. I'm just wondering if Arsenal's going to go over 5 in midfield or not. I'm expecting, or over the last couple of games, we've been going with Lacazette and Aubameyang up front. I'm wondering if and Özil's sitting behind them. I wonder if they're going to go 2 up top or not, or maybe sacrifice one of the forwards and try and go with a big 5-man midfield to try and stop Manchester City's midfield, because games, realistically, when playing against Man City, are won in the midfield. If we're having a good game, then you have to stop Man City's midfield. If we're not, then you just need to be clinical against us and put us under pressure and put our defence under pressure. But I have a feeling that Arsenal's probably going to go down the midfield route and try and win the battle of the midfield, trying to do what Lyon did, and also what Liverpool tried to do against City too, which is try and be aggressive in the middle. So we're looking at players like Torreira, we might even see Ramsey start. They need to be box-to-box midfielders. They need to be winning the ball in their own half when sitting deeper, and then springing forward, trying to create opportunities. Obviously clearing the ball into space and giving their forward something to run onto is always a bonus, and they're needing to put us under as much pressure as possible. Manchester City will be looking, like they always do, to pass the ball around. We're looking at 50, 60, 70% possession per game. We're looking at 700-800 passes per game, a lot of running involved, a lot of chasing involved, high intensity, win the ball higher up in the pitch, and most importantly, I'm expecting us to find a lot of space that we need to, in my opinion, not be putting balls into the box, but trying to run at Arsenal instead, and trying to use as much width as possible in the pitch, because it's quite a big pitch at the Etihad. I'm expecting that with Bellerin injured, that we'll see Lichtsteiner at right back. We might see Mustafi and Monreal sitting across the defence, and obviously Kolasinac also sitting in their left back. So I'm thinking that Sterling and Sane might be able to have a field day with this defence. Arsenal's defence, quite lethargic, quite slow, quite lumbersome, quite old too, so I'm thinking that our young, quick, fit players can have something to run at. It wouldn't surprise me to see Jesus also go. He likes to drop deep and go into space and go out wide and drift in and out. Or we might see Aguero. Obviously, he scored in his last game against Newcastle. We'll see one of the two starting there, so I'm thinking that Manchester City might fancy themselves finding a bit of space, having a run at Arsenal's defence and trying to find them and force the mistakes to try and get the goals. As normal, we're always going to try and look to go ahead. We're actually very good at scoring first in a game. Problem is trying to get that killer second, backing off and slackening off a little bit, allowing Arsenal confidence to grow into the game, and then from there they end up creating opportunities, creating chances and putting them chances away, because you need to be clinical against Manchester City, and just like we need to be clinical against Arsenal. We're going up against a very good side with Unai Emery's side, so we need to be very careful. We need to be building, we need to be getting them killer second goals, and we need to, when presented with the opportunity, not slacken off but really go for it and try and score them goals to try and kill this game. Because obviously we've found that our defence is best is when we're attacking and scoring goals. Our defence isn't under pressure. It allows us to play our natural game, and that's our philosophy, and we need to get back to that and make things happen. And doing that, we need to be extremely accurate with our passing. If our passing's like it was against Newcastle, I don't think we're picking up any points a game from this game, so we've got a lot to improve on. There's a lot of lessons to learn for Pep, there's a lot of lessons to learn for Manchester City, but I'm hoping, bar Kyle Walker's response on Twitter, which was just barbaric, everyone else's response has been they want to respond to that Newcastle match, and that's what we're looking for from this game. How do we go about responding? Well, first up, you've got to start off by putting out your strongest 11. Do we go with David Silva? Do we go with Kevin De Bruyne? I'm certain that Bernardo will start in this game. I have a sneaky feeling we might see Gundogan too, but I'm not too sure if he's going to start or not. But are we going to see De Bruyne, or are we going to see David Silva? David Silva, he looked knackered in his last game, in my opinion. I'd be tempted to go with Kevin De Bruyne. He's just returning back from injury. He always has that in his ability to be able to just do something out of nothing. Kevin De Bruyne is the type of player that even when he's not playing particularly well, all of a sudden, split second, bang, he's created a brilliant opportunity for one of our forwards to get forward and score a goal. And that's what Kevin De Bruyne can do, and that's the kind of quality that we need in games like this. You need that quality. We need to make our quality stand out to be able to win this game. Now, we're going to be without Benjamin Mendy, going off Pep's comments in the press conference, which is a blow, so we'll probably see Walker and Danilo going at the wing-backs again. I'm not too keen on seeing both of them at the wing-backs. I feel like Kyle Walker needs a good rest. He needs to properly prepare himself mentally and physically. I feel like we need Danilo back at right-back for that to be able to happen, and for that, Pep obviously doesn't have a lot of trust in Delph. Zinchenko isn't of the quality that we're looking for at this top end of the Premier League at left back, so we need Mendy returning sooner rather than later. It's a bit of a blow that he still isn't back yet, but there we go. We've got Bravo coming back, but he won't be back for this game. We're also going to be without Vincent Kompany. The usual suspects is what I'm going to say there. We also saw Edison pick up a knock. I'm expecting him to start all 3 games in the next 7 days, though, against Arsenal, Everton away and Chelsea at home. I'm expecting him to start in them games before being given a rest in the FA Cup, and then we'll see about the Carabao Cup final. In terms of a score prediction, it's very difficult, this game. I'm not too sure if I'd think it'd be both teams to score or not. I know Manchester City do like playing Arsenal as of late, particularly under Pep. For Arsenal to score in this game, they need to get players like Aubameyang involved. If Lacazette starts, and then get him involved and getting Ozil involved and trying to get forward. If they're going to sit deeper, which isn't Arsenal's strength, the defence isn't good enough to sit deep for 90 minutes and defend, then they're going to get caught out, and they're probably going to concede quite a few goals. So Arsenal's approach has to be a little bit different. They have to do something a little bit different. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond. Like I said, they got beat 2-0 beginning of the season. They're now settled under Unai Emery. They're starting to find the form. They're looking a lot better. They're looking a lot smarter. Like I said, we might even see Denis Suarez making his debut in this game. Gives Manchester City just that little bit to guess. It makes things unpredictable, which makes them dangerous. But the same can be said for us too. It's difficult. I'm going for 3-0 Manchester City. I'm confident that if we can put a couple of chances away, particularly in the first half, I'm not going to say I'm sick because I like being ahead, but I'm sick of going in at half-time, being 1-0 ahead and then just slackening off, going just do the same, and then the teams upping the pressure in the second half and making things happen. Time and time again, I've seen that where we just slacken off. We need to stop with the slackening off. If we go 1-0 ahead, think of it like it's 0-0 and keep going. 2 or 3 goals is the reassurance that we need, and a good result here will give, I'm sure, the team that boost that we need from that pick-me-up from that defeat against Newcastle. Let's not forget 8 wins in a row before that game, including Liverpool at home in that game. We need to match the intensity of that Liverpool game. We're playing a very good Arsenal side, so we need to just go for it and try and make things happen and score goals and score plenty of goals, because let's face it, we're a nice attacking team, and our biggest attribute is passing, quick passes, working the ball into space, running at teams, creating opportunities, and of course putting them opportunities in the back of the net. So we need to go back to that and make that happen. It's always difficult when you've lost and you're trying to recover and make things happen. It is always difficult, but you need to. Arsenal did it, lost to Manchester United, had a difficult game at home, albeit it's against Cardiff City, but they still need to turn up and win. They got the 2 goals, the killer second, even though they conceded. They had the reassurance that they got them 2 goals to pick up the win. Arsenal know what it takes. They're going into this game probably not expecting anything, so there's no pressure on them. So it's all about us, and we need to respond. 14 cup finals. This is the first of 14 big cup finals in the Premier League. We need to win and put Liverpool under pressure, and also starve off interest from Tottenham and make sure that we're going game by game, taking it game by game, assessing the situation, seeing where we're at, and doing all we can to make sure we win the game. I saw a lovely quote from Pep. He loves Johan Cruyff, and he says, if plan A doesn't work, don't go to plan B, but actually strengthen your plan A, and our plan A is to pass and run high intensity, so they need to do that more, work harder towards it. We do that, we'll win the game. We've got enough quality in our squad to be doing that one, but it's going to be a difficult game against Unai Emery's team. But I've gone for 3-0 Manchester City. Just let me know in the comments below though what your score prediction is for this game. Now we're going to talk about the team. I'm going to pop up my team prediction now for you. I've gone for Ederson in goal, even though he's picked up that little gash, that cut on his leg. I'm expecting him still to start in this game. I've gone for Walker and Danilo at right back and left back respectively. I've gone for Otamendi and Laporte. One of Stones or Laporte will be given a break, and I think Otamendi will slot in, obviously with Vincent Kompany being injured. Not got a problem with that. If balls are going to be crossed in and high balls are going to be played in, Otamendi's very good in the air. He's not so good when he's tracking back and running backwards. That's where he starts making mistakes. He looks a little bit like a headless chicken in my opinion. But if balls are going into the box and Man City wanted to sit a little bit deeper and play a little bit more on the counter attack by letting Kevin De Bruyne sit a bit deeper and trying to pick out the passes to allow us to stretch that pitch for the wing, particularly when Arsenal want to come forward, that's a good thing for us. If we can defend properly, Otamendi is very good at that. We saw that numerous times last season. I've gone for Dino to sit in front of the defence. I've gone for De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Like I said, I won't be surprised to see Gundogan. I'd be even less surprised seeing David Silva and Bernardo Silva in a midfield partnership and giving De Bruyne a rest. I understand if we're going for that, we're looking for the key passes. It'll be interesting. And then I've gone for Sterling and Sane on the wings. That's pretty self-explanatory. They've got the most pace at Manchester City. Things aren't working. We may well see Mahrez come on. He's got a little bit more skill, a little bit more elegance to his game, putting balls into the box if things aren't working out. We need to stop putting loads of crosses into the box. If we're going to put crosses into the box, make sure they're pinpoint accurate. Hopefully we've been working on that in training. And I've gone for Aguero up front. Flip of a coin, really, isn't it, for Aguero and Jesus? Both in good scoring form. Aguero scored in his last game, so I'd go with him purely on that. And Jesus does love, or at least last season he did, love going to Goodison Park and playing Everton, scoring goals. So I'd go for him in that game. And if we'll go for him in that game, I'd go for Aguero in this game. See who scores more goals between them in the coming 2 games, then go with whoever scores more goals for the game against Chelsea. Competitive competition. That's what we have a big squad for, isn't it? So yeah, that's my team prediction. Let me know in the comments below your team prediction. That's been the video. I hope you enjoyed the preview. If you did enjoy the video, leave a big thumbs up so I know you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, press the red button and subscribe, and press the bell to put your push notifications on to be notified when I've uploaded. We will have the analysis up for this game after the game tomorrow. We're playing Sunday, so make sure you stay tuned for that one tomorrow evening. We'll have the analysis up, and fingers crossed it will be 3 points for Manchester City. And so there we go. That's been the video. Social media links there in the description below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all again for the next video tomorrow. So it's been JSGC. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.